They believe that the market creates victims. And the challenge with that is if you sit in front of the market and you believe that the market creates victims, you will become a victim. The same way if you go into a job interview and you think, I'm not going to get the job, the chances are you won't get the job. How many of you have ever actually interviewed somebody else or seen them being interviewed? And the minute they walk into the interview room, you can tell without them saying a word that they don't believe they're going to get the job. And that's because of a belief system. So Van Tharp's whole theory, when he teaches, is actually his personal belief is trading, and any business for that matter, is 100% psychology. And what that means is that you, as a trader, have to get this right clear first. Meaning, understand how to paper trade, understand how to virtual trade, then get into your real trade, and understand that in order to be successful as a trader, you have to be prepared to lose. And if you're struggling with that, don't even consider trading. Because with trading, part of winning is losing. You can actually win 50% of the time and lose 50% of the time in the stock market and still be very profitable. And that's what we teach people on our program. Our goal is to get you up to a certain level of consistency. So you're practicing and you're doing the virtual trade and you're doing the real trade. It's okay to lose. As long as when you lose small, and when you win bigger, and we'll give you the ratios, we'll go through all this with you, then it's just a machine. So you remove the emotion from the trading, so your real trades simply become systemized. Now, the next step really at this point when people start real trading is the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they'll go out and put 20,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 into their trades. That is not the best way to start. Your goal is to expand your mind. So if this is you right now as a trader, as you start to develop your skill, your mindset, your trading beliefs, your muscles will start to expand, which means you start with small numbers. We'll go through with you the process, for example, of trading with literally just with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 shares, maybe 5 shares to start with. And you could buy a lower value share. Or, in fact, my goal for you would be to start to get into the creative strategies. We have people who want to learn about spread betting, for example. Biggest mistake you could make if you're going to spread bet is to go out there, this is my own personal view on this, and go and trade 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds per point. Every time share price moves up a point, you would make £1 or £10 or £50, depending on what you're betting. Higher figures is a dangerous place to start. So with any of these things, you start small. When I first started spread betting, I was trading with 50 pence a point. Even though I was already trading successfully elsewhere, I was learning a new system. The same thing with your shares and your options. You're not going to go out and buy stacks of contracts, which is what a lot of people do when they start, and then they lose money and they walk away and they say, oh, I can't get into trading. Their fear, their belief becomes so huge because they've done it the wrong way. So the goal is to get you systemized. You get a system in place, you remove yourself from it, you're just like a casino owner turning the handle. Casino owners don't look at every single slot machine and watch who's actually winning. They have a camera there. They know that statistically they pay back 3%. Sorry, they keep 3% and they pay back 97%. And they'll put a big advert out saying, we pay back 97%. You go in there, if it's a multi-billion-pound business, if they're keeping just a small percentage, then they're keeping a lot of money. And that's your goal, is to start to create, turn a handle, create a system as a trader, so you remove that fear from it. So you're just a disciplined trader. You sit down and you have a specific way of approaching the market with a system. That's how you start to move up the scale. So now with your real trades, you're starting to scale it up, scale it up, scale it up. So you're getting higher and up here. So you end up trading. Now, if I said to you now, right now, watching this, how comfortable would you feel placing £50 trades? You might feel comfortable. What about £300 trades? Maybe start to feel a bit more nervous. What about £3,000 trades? What about £5,000 on one trade? At some point, you will have a threshold where you start to feel nervous. And it's that point where you have to start to say, okay, what is the reason why I'm feeling nervous about placing this £5,000 trade? If you are consistently making £50 a day as a trader using a system, there is no difference between you making £50 a day and £500 a day. The only difference from your own mind's perspective is possibly your belief. How can I actually make £500 a day? I'm comfortable with 50, but I don't know if I can make 500. But what if you've got a system? All you really need to do is, if your system started you with £2,000 in the account and it's making you £50 a day and you're consistent, you stick another naught on your bank account here, your trading account, and you increase the output at the other end. Systemize your approach, and then you can start to put more money into your trades. So I'm just giving you an overview here, because this is great. I'm hoping it's actually allowing you to see that things like trading can be overcome, the fears, just purely by having a system in place and removing the fear. So if right now you feel, well, trading isn't for me, it's not what I want to do, I'm actually interested in property, then guess what? We can go into property. Or if it's business, you can go into business. As an individual starting a business, a self-employed person, and if that is you right now, I have to tell you, there is very little difference between that and a job, apart from possibly the way you can claim your expenses. Because if you are the only person in that business right now, the only person, you have only 24 hours a day, your income is limited by the energy and the time you can put into this. So if you're watching this right now and you've been feeling frustrated, maybe stuck in a rut for a while, and you're wanting to create more income, but your business can't expand, the reason for that is because you've got to let go of a few things up here. And this is what I discovered myself several years ago. You see, somebody in a job might work 8 hours a day for a certain salary. Somebody who's self-employed might work 12 to 14 hours a day and create a bigger salary. But the